Yes, please go ahead. All right. Hello, people. How are you? Good morning. Are you okay? Cool. Yep. You brought summer again. Right?
How are you? Thank you. Hi.
Hi. So, how is everything with you guys? The same? Did you go? Yes, I'm cold. I don't have enough blood. Bloodless person.
And I'm
Yeah. Alright. Any good questions for this week?
Yeah.
Really?
Let's do.
I told you to take notes.
yes.
Write them
Did you
down.
mention about time shift on Thursday? Time shift. You
Time
said-
shift.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
You
have
said.
better topics right
Okay,
now.
yeah.
That is time shift. I said that.
Yeah.
Really? What did I say? I don't know.
The last time we argued about that. You said take note, and after definitely remind me.
Sorry, I forgot my mouse
Possible,
here.
possible. Please.
You said
I said let's talk about time shift.
yeah. However, you have nice lesson.
Alright.
We have came here before. We watched the TED Talks, talk about the brain. That each brain can rebuild own cell. Yeah. Nerve cell. Normally we thought remarkable.
I know that. TED Talk you said?
Yeah.
Yes, I
You
know.
know, people who are around the world believe that our brain is not rebuilding
Alright.
by getting old.
Okay. Is it possible, you mean?
Yeah, is it possible?
I don't
The woman is possible. Claim. The woman
People-
claim
know.
the brain can rebuild a new cell and it depends your behavior. Yeah, actually.
Behavior.
Yeah, you can decrease the number of amount of the newborn new cell in your brain.
Yeah.
Neurons. Yeah. It's
I know.
neurogenetics. Actually.
I have no idea, man. Okay, you can start. You can talk about it if you have some information about it. What do you know about it?
It's not attached totally connect with your age.
Uh-huh.
When you are child, for example,
Yeah.
you can improve, you can enhance your brain
Yeah.
day by day. Because when you see something, when you act something in your life, your brain is improving.
Yes.
And like that, selling is
Take note.
sellings are increasing.
Mm-hmm.
It's totally attached with the actions
Alright.
in your life.
For instance, the scientists test on the mouse in the lab.
Mm-hmm.
While mouse running, cortisol in brain, a specific part of the brain, you know,
I don't know what you're
just top
talking
of
about.
the cortisol.
Cortex var.
Cortex,
There is
Ne
cortex.
düşünmek?
Korpus callosum.
Neyse, I don't know.
It's the part of brain activity is increasing
Yeah,
when you act something.
just running mouse,
Yeah.
also increasing of the newborn nerves.
Did the scientists give the mice or the mouse actually some specific drug?
Actually,
No,
Medicine?
just specific action and cause, no drug.
it's
No.
a pattern.
Possible, man. I mean, this is obvious because whatever we are doing, the brain is the commander of our body. It has been considered like that,
Yeah.
generally speaking. And when the brain commands, so it means that it is functioning, so it is active. So
Actually, functioning is splitting two sides. Like before that,
Yeah.
question to people.
yeah,
She asked some question to people about feeling. She asked some of question about feeling. For example, stress. When I said stress, what are you feeling in your brain? They said my feeling
decreasing.
Yeah,
For example, what was the examples
I
in the
got it.
video? She said negativity
Sleeping,
and
yeah.
positivity.
Sleeping, sex, and what else?
Drug,
Drug,
alcohol.
especially the cancer drug.
Mm.
Using cancer drug stop the newborn cell in brain
Mhm.
because sometimes stop the cancer cell
Yeah.
is spinning around.
Yeah.
It's caused stopping their brain cell newborn breathing.
Multiplying.
Multiplying, yeah, multiplying.
Okay. Okay. I got it.
It's totally about feeling and actions. When we said something about feelings, they said increasing and decreasing.
Yeah.
And it's totally about if you feel like decreasing, your sellings are decreasing.
It makes sense.
On the other hand, he examined about actions, like she said, running. Running is increasing part of your brain.
Mhm.
Cells are increasing, like I said.
Uh-huh.
And on the other hand, what was the name? Drug.
Depression?
Depression drug.
Depression.
If you
Depression
use depression drug, your depression level is decreasing and
Okay.
your sellings are increasing tremendously.
Mm.
It's not illegal actually. However, the people trying to way to increase your cells, that's why they are using like that.
Mhm.
It's not useful for our body because it's affecting
Yeah.
badly. That's why it's
It is not recommended.
Yeah.
I got it.
Actually, it is not arguable fact, I guess.
Mhm.
So if you want, we can change the topic.
I see.
I
Yeah.
also I just saw it. I didn't watch it. I also watched TED Talk in TED Talk. Yes. It says
What was the topic?
it was about language learning.
Mhm.
And first, I'll give some information. I think you all know. Our brain is there's left side and right side,
Yeah.
and left side is
Hemisphere.
yes. Left side is about problem solving and kind of cognitive stuff,
Yeah.
and right side is about emotional stuff, art or emotions. And for example, if you are a native speaker, for example, I'm an English person. If I learn in English when I was a child, it depends on my right brain because I hear it from my mom, from my parents, and it's affecting my right side.
Mhm.
But if I learn English when I am 18, it's about the left side because I'm solving tests and learning writing. So it affects my left side.
Possible.
So when I am speaking, for example, I'm a native Turkish speaker. So it's about right side, and I am self-learning English speaker.
Mhm.
And when I am deciding something in English, I am more logical because I learn it from my left side.
Yeah, true.
It's true because she said like that example, totally the same.
Yeah.
On the other hand, she said we have a different part of term in our brain, long term and short term. And we are learning something. However, if you learn something, it's new for you. It's totally connected with
Short term stays there.
That's why we are we forget easily. You need to repeat and repeat more and
Definitely
more.
repetition. That's true.
Yes.
That's true.
So I'm saying that I am kind of different person when I'm speaking Turkish and English.
Really?
In English, I am more logical because not only me, it's about
Yeah.
facts. In English, people can be more logical because they learn from the left side.
That's
So,
true.
for example, if I have to make a decision in United States, I will be more logical, and Turkey,
Mhm.
it's not good. So it's English is
Possible, yeah. I mean, I don't know a lot, but I know one thing that, how can I say, there are a lot of unwritten rules, unwritten things that humanity hasn't discovered hasn't discovered them actually so far, which means that everything is possible. Everything is possible.
So I want to ask
As long as, yeah.
for you, for example, do you think are you the same? Are you having the same communication in your own language in English? Are you different?
No, completely different, of course. Yes, there are some commonalities, common senses among languages, specifically if we want to talk about nouns, objects. There are equivalents of those objects directly in another language or other languages. So when you are translating them, you can most of the time find a kind of equivalent for them. But when it comes for grammar and when it comes for sentence making or sentence producing, yeah, totally right. The right or left hemispheres are engaged. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For example, you want to talk about the water. So the water in Turkish means su, in Farsi means ab, in Arabic means ma. I don't know other languages. So, I mean, there is a kind of 100% equivalent for that specific object, which is like water. So, I mean, you have to just practice, as you said, or repeat, so that you can understand it. But if you want me to make a sentence, so the sentence structure, the sentence grammar can be different, of course.
And Jai Shankar, I don't know, you know.
I heard, I think.
Yeah, who is really a valuable scientist for me at least. He said, while you take a decision, it's really important decision, you should use second language.
Yeah.
While you use second language, you use brain more efficiently and more effectively, but at the same time, modern.
Innovation.
Innovationally. Definitely.
Innovatively.
Innovative, yes.
Yes.
Innovatively. So, do you speak Arabic?
We learned Arabic a little bit it started in middle school and it continued until the 11th grade in high school, then it stopped.
I
I forgot.
If a person can speak 4 languages, which one is more efficient? If the all one language. Her bir değil. Neydi ya? Hiç ya. Hiç. Böyle bir şey olur mu ya?
Each
Each language have own characters in your brain or something else.
There are some commonalities. As I said, obviously, this is one thing that I'm sure of that. The nouns, because they have direct equivalents, you can easily remember, I think. But when it comes to, sorry, I made a mistake. When it comes to making a sentence, you have to pay attention to the grammar structure. Understand? Sometimes they work the same, sometimes they don't work the same. So you have to just practice a lot.
While you use Turkish and while you use Farsi,
Okay?
you
Or English.
became new character or
Totally new, yes.
so it's not depends your decision. It's a little bit about the language and geography.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Yeah, please ask. I
I
think that's a
wonder-
good topic.
again it's about religion, but if the language and the geography this much effective on our decision,
Yeah.
so how the all humanity in the equal in front of the, for instance, Allah or something, because
That is.
they affected by the geography, they affected by the.
Actually, I mean, I kind of disagree with you on, I mean, how can I say, to be much more efficient while using another language. I disagree with you on that. But of course, scientifically, yeah, maybe the right side is much more active, or I don't know, left side is much more active. That is different thing. But I think when it comes to, I mean, making a decision, there are a lot of factors, not just language, personality, environment, your people who are connected to you, their ideas, the political issue going on in the family, yeah, it's absolutely family, yeah.
But family is too affected by the geography and the language.
Yeah,
And thinking mentality is different.
yeah,
People looking different. For instance, in the Siberia,
yeah,
people while getting older, they on self go to that volcano, you know,
yeah.
go to that because they can't live this society with the non-effective person. Because of it, they have to kill on self.
Yeah.
And people do with own
Yeah, it can be kind of cultural or traditional thing for those people. I have no idea about them, possible, but again, but because your questions are very complicated. I mean, you asked about the decision making, and I shared my own experience, which means that my decision making, I think doesn't related to, is not related to language.
Yeah.
I don't think so. Maybe, but I don't think so.
but language created by the people mentality.
Okay, that is different topic. Right now we are talking about the decision making, whether the language is affected on it, or there is what kind of a relationship between that.
She example about the decision making actually as a taxi driver in London.
Yeah.
When you are use your left brain because they are using right side of car,
Yeah.
that's the information about maps is loading all the time, day by day,
Yeah.
and after that it's loading long term.
Okay.
That's why he
You never
doesn't
get
think-
lost.
Yeah, he never get lost, and he doesn't think when he drives a car. And that decision are automatically reflexive.
Okay.
It can be like that for that topic.
But that decision is not a big decision. I mean, this is kind of, you just do it. For example, right now, how long have you been living in Istanbul? Since the beginning.
Since I
Okay, we can say you kind of know Istanbul very well.
Yeah.
But if somebody comes and asks you a specific location of Istanbul, maybe you're unable to mark it. You need to see a map, then you can easily understand. Which means that you need that tool to help you in order to do something effectively.
Actually, although I see before that area, it's loading my short term.
Yeah.
That's why I cannot explain to directly that area.
All right.
For example, if you ask that question to taxi driver, he or she, someone, can explain directly to that area, that location.
Because of the repetition.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course.
Practice and repetition.
But I mean, it makes sense. But the question is, decision making. When it comes to decision making, I thought you were talking about big decisions in your life, actually.
Big decisions.
But how? Can you give us an example?
Of course, for example, it depends on how your understanding of big. But for example, me in United States and me in Turkey, someone asks me some job work bus, for example, my bus. I don't know. I will give you more money, but you should do blah blah more in here and in United States. And in here, for example, I am speaking Turkish, and I am more likely to be emotional. So I might refuse that offer. But in United States, I am speaking English, and I am using my left side of my brain more. So I could be more logical, and I could, of course,
I
Now,
don't
I
think
know
so.
something a little bit
I don't think
similar.
so.
For instance, the French is really romantic language.
Okay.
And then Denmark, for instance,
Yeah.
really rational personally there.
Yeah.
It's about again the language.
Okay.
In the French, just rose color have tons of term for just rose color.
True.
But in the Denmark, it's not like this.
Mm-hmm.
Their term more similar, and more simple, and more direct.
Okay.
While somebody live in France, they automatically their mentality brain being romantic.
Okay.
But Denmark people so rationalist, affected by the language.
Okay. You know, in this scenario, we are using language as a tool to communicate. Okay, if you go in a kind of society that, I mean, romance is the priority, so you have to shift your language into the romantic language. These are just examples. Or if you go to a society...
This is directly today.
I don't care. I mean, if we go to a kind of society that people are...
When you're in Rome, act like Roman.
Exactly. That is totally correct. So, which means that, I mean, language is a tool, I think, that you can use in order to just communicate. This is it. Because, because when you are making a decision, I think, in my opinion, we cannot, how can I say, show our feelings better than our own language. It is I don't want to say impossible. It is possible, but it is fake.
But you created by this
For
language.
example, how do you think? You think in words, right? So language is not only about communication, about thinking.
Yeah.
You are thinking.
Language is a tool.
But
No, you are
for instance,
thinking in words.
in your brain, yeah.
In your brain,
speak
you are
on
using.
self.
You are using
Okay.
words.
But first, in order to understand the language, let me ask you a good question to verify that. Imagine that there is a sentence, whatever it is, okay? And you know that language, let's say it is English. I go to school. A simple sentence, okay? First, how do you try to understand it? Don't you use Turkish as your first
It's not a
language?
way.
Huh?
It's not a way. Because if you do repetition more and more, you cannot think. You don't prefer to think to understand that. Because it's
That
like
is-
a reflexive.
If you are an
Possible,
beginner,
but that is a basic sentence. What about the sentence is really difficult?
If you are native in that language,
You are not. I'm
I'm talking about not the beginner person who is advanced. They don't. For example, if I'm kind of know something, so when I see that sentence, I'm not thinking Turkish. I'm not translating it.
That is a good approach actually to have. That is a good approach to have.
It's not.
But if the situation is really important, which one you are going to use?
Turkish.
Finish. That's it. So you
I say
definitely
same
go
thing.
to
The
Turkish
Turkish
because
has affected my mentality.
okay, because you are mastering that language. Understand what I'm saying? So first you are using your mother language as a target language, as a first language, and then if the situation is not that much important, yeah, that approach is correct. You need to think in English.
I don't
Okay,
ask
I
someone.
agree
Yeah.
with you, but I was just talking about not preferring the thinking. I was just only speaking about the English and Turkish, not. So I agree with you that point, but I am not like. I don't think like you when I'm thinking. When it's a big decision, I think Turkish. I don't like. I didn't mention about that. Okay, so we are kind of common. Agree with that.
Okay, we have some commonalities.
It's the,
Oh my god. Okay.
for instance, if I am born in Turkey,
Okay.
I born in London.
Oh yeah.
I grow up with the English.
Yeah.
So I will be if
British.
this situation,
Okay.
same person like in Turkey,
Mhm.
in Turkey, this situation.
Okay.
Think with Turkish mentality and
But you cannot think with Turkish mentality. As long as you brought up in London, so your psychology, your personality, your I don't know, ideas, everything will be like British.
Including the English.
Okay.
Because English is different.
But the question is, for example, yeah, if you grow up in London in a Turkish family, that is a different scenario. That is different. But no, your family is British, and you're automatically British, and your friends are British, your society, everything is British. So you definitely think in a British way.
Lots of my family in Germany right
Okay.
now. Both parents is Turkish.
Okay.
But their mentality is different than me.
Because of the society. Society affect.
Two society in one situation.
Mm-hmm.
Parents is more effective and push the own child to speak Turkish.
All right.
Nearly half of the day.
All right.
Other half of the day with Germany.
Yeah.
So why? The person have the both of them. But
that's true. That is true. That is true. But the point is, again, I think the person, it is a little bit complicated. But I think, again, the person's mother language is superior in that
which
scenario.
one is the mother language of this person?
What is mother language?
While you grow
Mother's
with
language.
The language that your mother speaks is your mother language. Finish.
but the person is not speak like a Turkish, speak like a German.
But he has Turkish genes.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
But that situation is exceptional. That is different thing. But what she said is, I mean, you are learning another language later. I mean, after your mother language mastery. Understand? That is different situation. Your situation is really complicated, and we cannot solve it just with a couple of sentences. This is kind of linguistic approach that we have to just check. But what you said is completely different from what you are saying right now. Yeah? Now you can ask your question. You forgot?
Usually, everyone exampled about something attached with language. You said when my boss offered something to me, it depends on my language and it attached with my response. I don't agree with that because
Yeah, me too. You cannot understand me, you know? I couldn't express myself.
When you are in a situation, it doesn't depend on the language.
You are more likely to not doing.
Just
Okay.
Let me finish.
let me finish. And,
Speak a little bit slowly, bro.
okay. When you are confronted with the big situation,
Okay, yes.
you don't need to think actually. You think the respond.
Yeah,
You have to think the respond.
yeah,
After my action, after my speech,
yeah.
when will it happen after that?
Okay.
That's why we think like that. We don't need to think, what am I saying?
The situation show we are actually not thinking, we are like a machine. Just what we write it by the before, we directly doing this. Like a machine.
It is your native language, that's why you don't need to think.
Yeah, because
you need to think.
Your brain is like a machine.
No, it's like, listen. You need to think. you have to think. What will be happen after your action?
After action.
That's
so
why
this action
you are.
is taken by you.
No, you have time. I'm not talking about thinking, considering. I'm talking about considering.
Okay. Again, you have to think what will happen after your action.
Okay, so you say first act, then think.
No.
I didn't understand.
First, don't act, don't think. We have to think in the, for example, danger position or kind of something. You have to think what will happen after your action.
Okay.
You don't need to think, what am I saying in that position? I'm thinking, what will I have respond after my action, after my, what am I saying, after my speech? I think.
Very complicated actually, but one thing that I can say right now is, imagine that we have two hands, okay? One of our hands is superior to other one, right? Is that correct? Why? I don't know. Maybe because of the, again, I mean, repetition and, using of that. For example, I'm right-handed. You have two options, okay, for right now to just hold this cup of, let's say, water. Which hand can I use? I can use both of them, but they are not equal. I prefer to use my right hand as this is much more powerful than them.
You're born with the situation. You don't create this. You don't prefer left hand or right hand. You're born with.
We don't know that actually. We don't know that. Specifically in football, normally the football players are using one of their feet, maybe right or left, but there are some football players who can use both of their feet actually equally.
But,
Understand?
They are exercising that. But,
Exercising that. That's true.
From birth, you tend to use one of your hands.
Because you have to choose one,
No,
right or left.
You don't choose.
What about learning a new musical instrument from today? At the beginning, your fingers are not really how can I say fast. So through practicing, your fingers can play that, for example, instrument.
But you are aware of that. When you're a baby, you're not aware, but it's certain that which hand you use because when you're left-handed, you are using your right brain more. So, for example, I'm right-handed.
Okay.
So it means my left brain is more powerful.
All right.
Yes. So it's
Don't you think that you can make your right?
I can by exercising.
Okay.
Practicing.
But at the end of the day, again, if you are right-handed, you tend to use your right hand. The same, I think, should work in language also. Even if you know two languages really in a mastery level, your mother tongue is superior.
Yeah, that's true.
Understand?
Good example.
Yeah, I think. But of course, I'm not sure about it. Everything can happen. There are a lot of possibilities.
Please and pleasure with that answer.
Why?
Because the scientists study on the evolution.
Evolution. Yeah.
And
Everything is depending on Middle East. That is first, then evolution. Evolution is, yeah, go ahead. First Middle East.
arguing about discussing about why people started to use one hand superior than other,
Okay.
more efficient than other.
Yeah.
It is depends on evolution. It's not depends you. It is depends
On the
maybe
evolution.
your grand ancestor.
Okay. Maybe.
Why we started to use the one of them? Ultimately, the brain prefer one hand more powerful than other.
Okay.
One side
But through practice, you can make your other hands also powerful. Yes or no? Of course, never. That is what I wanted to say. Even your second language is really in a mastery level, it cannot be better than your mother language. This is what I wanted to say, and you are proving that.
Yeah.
Okay?
I don't know.
But she said that no, I don't agree with you on that thing.
I totally agree.
Do you understand what happened actually?
Yes, I'm really aware of it.
Yeah, really,
Because I know
totally
The
aware.
language is affected on the decision. Yeah. It means
Yes, it can affect, yes. I didn't say it doesn't have any effect. But I said, normally we use our mother language first. Second, I think we can use the other languages as a tool.
Exactly.
Finish. For example, let me give you a very nice example. Maybe I told this 1,000,000 times. I don't know. When I first came to Turkey, of course, I try to understand what you are saying, dictionaries by asking blah, blah, blah. There are some really interesting expressions, let me call them, or I don't want to say it, expressions that I cannot feel them. I know what happens, but I cannot feel them, understand? So in the beginning, it was really weird to accept it. I will. But later, I said, okay, this is what it is. I have to shift my mentality, my imagination into Turkish mentality here. For example, when you see a person who is working, what do you say to that person? Exactly. So let's translate it word by word. Word by word. Translated it to English first. May it be easy for you. May it be easy. What may it be easy? Understand?
No.
For example,
we don't understand you right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Certain,
Yeah. That is, in that situation, for example, we say خسته نباشید, which means I wish, not wish, maybe I hope you not to get tired. This is what we say for that situation. This sentence for you is totally weird now. Totally weird. What? I hope you not to get tired. Why? Understand what am I saying?
It's a proof. You are not same mentality as me.
Yeah?
We can't be equal in front of the Allah.
Yeah. Forget about Allah now. We are talking about language. First we have to solve this, then the other issues. First, wait.
Because you're looking different than me.
Okay.
I have different perspective, and this perspective is shared by the 83 million people.
Okay, that is different topic. Hold on a second. That is different thing. That is different. Don't open that door. Open, close. Now let's continue with this. Let's solve this one, and then maybe we can go to that topic. This is a good topic actually, but what was I saying? We don't have time. What?
It's not equal
That is okay.
feeling in different languages.
So I use this language, let's say, here in Turkey, no matter what I feel, what I understand, I try to say kolay gelsin, for example, finish. But for me, if I want to digest it, I still can't. What? What may it be easy for
But after
you?
very grown, after take this,
For example, I'm saying,
after take this background of the meaning, you can't feel this.
I can't. I cannot. Even if I wanna feel like you are feeling, it is going to be fake. It cannot be real.
So never we can't really understand the background of the English about something.
Understanding is different. I understood why you are using kolay gelsin in that situation. I know why you are using it, because you have to use it like that. Because you are using like that. Feeling is different.
Yeah, because when you were watching about the talk show
Yeah.
on YouTube about
Yeah.
American
There are some jokes that they are not very funny for you.
It's not funny.
Yeah,
Yes,
cultural
yes.
thing.
But we
Or
don't
vice
have this
versa.
background. We don't have this background. Maybe we
Yeah, exactly, this is the
10
reason
years-
actually.
10 years live in America after the 10 year.
Yeah.
Still we can't feel this feeling.
It is going to be fake.
Yeah.
You can understand 100%, totally. But in terms of feeling it like a native person, not possible, I think. Do you understand what I said?
Yes.
And there are millions of examples.
I agree with you that situation.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I was talking about if you have to think,
Can I see it?
if you have to think in English, not choosing one of them. If you have to think in English, you are so more logical. I was talking about that. Not I was talking about if a big decision comes, you think in English or you
Mhm,
think in
mhm.
Turkish. I was not talking about that. If you think in English, it will be more likely to logical, not
Yeah.
just logical.
Possible, but that is different. Now you changed the topic actually.
No, I didn't change. It was all the same.
Mm-hmm. Superior evolution shift. Fantastic. Give it up. Yes, that is possible. And this is the right method, by the way. I mean, thinking in another language for the sake of improving it, that is the best method and
Not
approach
for improving, just
to using it and improving it, of course. I highly recommend students to completely try thinking in English while they're speaking in English. But again, I try to say, whenever we want to use another language, even if we are at the mastery level, the first thing that we are using automatically is mother language.
maybe I am represented because I want to be. I want to English be my mother language.
Not
because-
possible, unfortunately.
So
You can
I really
the maximum thing that you can do, you can be a native like person.
I will find a new mother in USA.
You can be a native like, possible. Native like a copy of a native, but not a real native. Not possible.
I don't think so.
I don't
Not
think so.
possible.
Just we say the brain
Mhm.
can produce new cells,
Mhm.
so brain is changing.
Okay.
Maybe by the time.
But we don't have that much time. What is the maximum lifespan of a person? Maximum 100. And I'm not totally, optimistic about it, thanks to current situations, stress, diet, lack of sport, lack of sleep. I don't think that we can live a long, life.
You're kind of pessimistic.
No. I'm totally realistic about it,
Yeah.
not pessimist.
On the other hand, it's the we argue about the new cells
Mhm.
for our brain. New
Yeah.
cells. When you learn something new, you get 700 new cells.
Possible.
This is daily.
That is okay. That
On
is
the other hand, this is daily.
Yeah, you can increase the number.
possible. Yeah, by forcing yourself, yes, you can.
This is the importance of education.
Yeah,
Learning new things.
that's totally okay. Yeah.
We call it snaps.
Mm-hmm.
If you have learned something, for example, a neuron is kind of like that.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, you have 1 billion neurons going like this
Mhm.
situation.
Mhm.
But when you learn something and you
Like the
put-
people on Şirin Evler, people
Yes.
walking. Where
and
I
you
don't know. I
put-
just
and put another information about it, your cells become connected,
Mhm.
and there happens forms synapses, and it helps you think better and
Okay.
understand the world more. Not just a piece.
complete.
Yes.
You have a million neurons in your brain.
Mm-hmm.
However, it's like a light.
Yeah.
If you trigger your light,
Yeah.
it's lighting in your neurons in
Uh-huh.
your brain. We don't trigger it to
Yeah.
lighting.
Exactly. That is the problem. But it's still, language learning is still a mystery. Yeah, there are a lot of theories, a lot of facts, but they are constantly changing. They are not stable. Yeah. You didn't say a word today. You too. You didn't say a word today.
It's like a film.
It's like a what?
It's like a film.
Film?
I watch.
You were watching it. Okay. Ladies are normally a good listener. Ladies are good listeners actually.
That's sexist.
That's a
Ladies?
positive thing.
It
That's a
doesn't matter
positive
if it's positive or negative.
Why not?
You're saying men listen verse.
Yeah, that's true. Ask them.
Yes.
Ask them.
Also,
He
this is
confirmed that.
Yeah.
Okay, but,
Human beings are not.
sexism is not only about women and women rights. You're saying.
Now you're opening another door. We don't have that much time.
But
Yeah.
I want to argue about this situation.
Write it down next time, hopefully, if we are alive.
After our class, we will have occurred new cells.
Yeah,
Yes,
true. Of course, man. Very good. I hope it was useful. Lovely talking to you guys. Take care of yourselves. See you next time.
So maybe you can find another topic next time.
No problem for me. I kind of enjoy these topics, really. It's cool. Learning even something from you. Why not?
Because your perspective is different than us.
Yeah, maybe.
Other topic. Can push us.
Like philosophy, you want?
And
Anything.
Are you sure?
I like the thing that all of the time, at least one of us is completely thinking
Differently.
opposite.
Yeah.
So it's really nice.
This is really nice, yeah. This is what debate is.
We didn't argue about something that
Today.
Yes. Not today, all of the time.
Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, whatever comes to your mind, write them down on your telephone so that whenever you want, you can easily find it and we can start talking about it. Right? Okay. Take care of yourselves. Have a good time.